Welcome to my review of the EVGA GTX 1080 for the Win 2 graphics card. This card sports 2,560 CUDA cores with a base clock of 1,721 MHz and a boost clock of 1,806 MHz, which is a 114 MHz overclock compared to the Founders Edition 1080. It is also equipped with 8GB of GDDR5X VRAM. Now the main attraction of this card is the new ICX cooler, which is nearly identical to the ACX cooler, apart from some minor changes, such as new pin fins on the heatsink and holes in the fins themselves, along with a two-part backplate to isolate thermal zones. Now the main feature that sets this card apart is the 9 thermal sensors placed on the PCB itself, that gives you the power to monitor not only the GPU itself, but the power delivery and memory, and with this set 2 different fan curves based on the cooling needs. As the more efficient GPUs are becoming, it's possible that the GPU chip itself is not the hottest part of the card, and with this, under certain loads, it may be the power delivery and or the memory surrounding it, which means you could set separate fan curves for the power delivery if the memory and GPU aren't as hot as they could be. It also has 3 indicator lights on the side of the card underneath the EVGA logo, showing the temperature of the GPU, memory, and power delivery. For game benchmarks, I have Rainbow Six Siege at 1080p very high detail, Metro Last Light at 1080p very high detail, and Unigine Heaven and Superposition, along with 3D Mark, Time Spy, and Firestrike. For live gameplay, I have Fallout 4. I chose Fallout 4 to play this test not because it's the most graphically demanding game, but it's just not one of the most optimized games. Now as you can see, in many areas of the game it rocks a solid 60 frames per second, but in certain areas, such as Diamond City and the surrounding Boston area, and especially when getting into fights, it can drop below 60, even reaching to the high and mid 40s, which most of the time is not noticeable, but during certain parts of the game, such as just fighting raiders or getting attacked by super mutants, you can see a hit like just happened right there. Now mind you, I am recording this audio about 5 days after I recorded this gameplay, but most of the time the game runs fine. A big area that takes a hit is Far Harbor. Areas with fog kill the performance, and I've seen them drop as far as the mid to high 30s. In Superposition, it got a score of 4,204.8. Unigine Heaven got a score of 2,678.2. For 3D Mark, Time Spy got a score of 7,470.8, and in the older Firestrike, got 20,987.8. For Metro Last Light, got a max FPS of 202.84, an average FPS of 83.20, and a minimum FPS of 11.39. For Rainbow Six Siege, the minimum FPS was 27.72, the average FPS 47.88, and the maximum FPS of 172.42. Thanks for watching my review of the GTX 1080 for the Win 2 graphics card by EVGA. Drop a like, subscribe, and comment if you want more videos.